Enchanted fam, welcome to the channel and thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Today's video is going to be another episode of the Forgotten Favorites series, which if you don't know what that is, I will explain it to you in just a bit. If you are brand new here, welcome. My name is Rita. I post all kinds of lifestyle and Disney content here on my channel, so I'm sure there'll be something for you to enjoy. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back, you guys. You know I love you. So the Forgotten Favorites series is hosted by Jasem and Saria. Jasem over at Awesome Jasem and Saria over at DreamItDIY. And they kind of wanted to do this series where they're commemorating forgotten favorites. So movies that are underrated, movies that we kind of have forgotten about but are really good movies. Well, at least to some people they're considered good movies. So it's just really nice to honor all of these forgotten favorite Disney movies. So every month is a different movie and you can pretty much do anything you want to commemorate it. DIYs, Disneybounds, makeup tutorials, cooking videos, anything you want to do to commemorate it. And some people have gotten just really creative with this. So the theme for this month is a Goofy movie, which I feel like is a pretty popular underrated movie, if that makes any sense. I just feel like a lot of people do really enjoy the Goofy movie. So I'm really excited to share with you guys. Every single person who participated in this collaboration will be listed down below in the description. So please go check out everybody's video because I'm sure they all did amazing jobs and everybody here is just so talented. So please check out everybody's video once you are done watching mine. So I decided to do a DIY for kind of two main reasons. One, I've really been enjoying making ears ever since I went to Disneyland and I made my cars, my Flow V8 Cafe ears. I just had such a fun time making them that I just kind of wanted to make ears again. So I do have a Cricut machine and I put it to use for the first time really for ear purposes with those ears. So I kind of wanted to do it again with these ears. Also, my cousin just bought the Powerline Loungefly bag and I really wanted to make her a pair of ears to like go with it. So I'm going to show you guys the ears and then I'm going to show you guys how I made them. So the ears that I made are right over here. They are Powerline inspired. I think they came out pretty good. It was my first time working with like a pleather material, and as I you know, show you guys throughout the DIY video, I'll kind of talk a little bit more about it. I am not big, you guys, on filming DIY videos, so I'm just telling you right now, I'm not like the most proud of the DIY video itself, but bear with me. If you see anything like that you can give me advice on or tips on, I am more than happy to take your tips and advice on it because I can always up my crafting game. So without further ado, go ahead and enjoy the tutorial and then I will see you back here. Alright you guys, so first up you're going to take whatever fabric you want your ears to be made out of and start stenciling out the template. So there are tons of templates out there that you can use to make ears. I know Saria over at DreamItDIY has one. I use this one from a really old template from years ago and I've actually kind of changed it to fit the ear size I like, so I've made them a little bit bigger. And all you're going to want to do, like I said, is just stencil it onto the back side of the fabric and cut them out. So that is what I am doing here. You will need a total of 4 of these. Once you have all of your ear templates cut out, you are then going to get a little bit smaller ear template and you're going to want to create a sewing line. So I ended up using a white marker because I was using a pen before and you can hardly see it, and for sewing I really need to see the line, so I just switched over to a white marker. So just get, like I said, a template that's a little bit smaller than your original one and that will create your sewing line, and you will see it right now, the difference. So there it is, and that is the line that you will sew on. Remember that when you are sewing, you want the outside of the fabric that you want to actually be shown, to be touching each other on the inside. So you are sewing the back side of the fabric because you will turn it inside out. Next, you're going to get whatever fabric you want to use for your bow and cut that to size. Mine was about, I would say 6 by 8, somewhere around there. And I do feel like my bow came out a little bit big, so you could definitely make it a little bit smaller, just depending on how big you want your bow. I use some kind of a straight edge just to create a straight line for when I am sewing, because I just can't sew a straight line on my own, okay? Don't judge me. Once you have your bow sewed, you do want to leave a little bit of an opening. Don't forget to do that, because you are going to have to turn it inside out. My hole was a little bit too small, so I had to use a pencil to kind of help me turn it inside out, which is fine, but you could make it a little bit bigger. I then do shove my pencil back in there and I pull out all the corners, so all the corners are nice and pointy. You don't want them to be still tucked in. Once you are done with that, you are then going to want to wrap your headband, whatever headband you're going to use. I could have just used a plain black headband, but I decided to, 1, use headbands I already had, which was these, and then 2, match the ear. So I just kind of roll it around the fabric to get the length I want, and then I usually do double of the widest part of the headband so I know it will wrap the whole thing. Then I'll just glue on one edge of it, and I'll roll it back again. That way I can cut off any excess length, so that way I don't have to worry about that while I'm actually hot gluing. So as you can see, it was just a little bit too long, so I just trimmed that up. After you have your headband wrapped, then I do get some lining and I do line the headband. I just think it makes it a little bit cleaner, especially for me. I am not the best at wrapping headbands. It is definitely something I need to work on. If you guys have any advice on how to wrap headbands where it comes out nice and like clean and like straight, please let me know. So that's one of the main reasons I actually do a lining, just so you can hide my imperfections. After I did that, I am going to stuff my ears. You can stuff your ears with whatever you want, batting or the foam pad. I like using the foam pad. I just recently switched to this because I do feel like it makes the ears look a little bit more even and clean looking. When you use the like batting, I feel like there could be a little bit more in other places, especially with this kind of fabric that I'm using here. You can see every imperfection, so I felt like using the foam padding definitely made it much more even and clean looking. So you just kind of fold it like a taco. Once again, I have a little template to cut the foam out with that. And then you stuff it in there, and then it looks really clean. Like I said, I think the foam padding I use is a 1 inch. They do have a 2 inch, but that's a little bit too thick for my liking. I do not mind stuffing my bow with the batting. I think it comes out perfectly fine. I do think the foam padding for the bow would be a little bit weird, because you do want to kind of bend and squish your bow a bit. Next up, I am just using other pair of ears to kind of template where I want to hot glue my ears. A little trick I do too is I get a measuring tape and I measure from the bottom of the ear down to the end of the headband, so that way each ear is exactly the same length, so that way when you put them on, they're not lopsided. I have a tendency to want to do that if I don't measure them. So then you're just going to want to hot glue them and push it there until it dries. I like to flip the headband like back and forth, just so the ears don't dry too forward or too back. So when I hot glue them right now, you will see that I'll push it down, and then usually I'll put it like kind of flat on the table, squish it, and then I will flip them. You'll see me flip them just so they don't dry in certain ways. So that's kind of just what I do with the ears. Next, with the bow, this one you just kind of have to mess around with and play with and just get it to your liking. My advice is the little strip that you use in the middle of the bow, make it as pretty much tight as possible, because that's what will give you that really like puffy bow. I love a puffy bow. It just obviously depends on what kind of bow you're using, but just kind of mess around with it, play with it, and get it to where you like it. I then had my Cricut cut out these the powerline little logos, which I will be gluing on each side of the ears. If you have any questions about the Cricut, just let me know in the comments. I'll be sure to answer whatever I can. Cutting foam on the Cricut's interesting. It looks like it's not cutting it, but really it is. You just kind of have to like pull it apart. So then all you're gonna do is hot glue your design onto your ears. You can also use like heat vinyl transfer, a heat transfer vinyl, although I don't know if you can use it on pleather, maybe, but I just thought the foam worked out really well. Then I got Powerline's lightning bolt hair, which you can't really see here. There you go. And then I hot glued that onto the back of the bow to pretty much finish this Powerline DIY Minnie Mouse ears, which overall I think came out super cute. Alright you guys, I really hope you enjoyed that tutorial. I actually ended up adding diamonds at the very end. You did see it in the beginning of the video, just to like make it a little bit more pizzazzy, because I felt like the bow was a little bit too like bland on its own. Overall, I'm really happy with how they came out. I would say that the you know, the ruching, like the what do you call it, the pooling here that happened on the fabric, I'm not the most happy about, and I feel like it's just also the fabric I worked with, so I just have to kind of work with that. If you guys have any advice on working with like pleather, maybe I would, you know, love to hear your advice on that. But just to give you a real good close-up, because I didn't give you a close-up with the diamonds, here they are. The back is just black. And yeah, so my cousin actually, I kind of asked her what she wanted, so that's really the inspiration for like why we chose black, because I feel like a lot of Powerline ears are like white or yellow based, so I definitely feel like this was just her style, and I wanted to kind of make her what she wanted, so I will be gifting these to my cousin. But they're really, really cute. I cannot wait to see her wear these with her Powerline bag. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please go watch everybody else's just to see how they commemorated the Goofy movie. These came out super cute, so I'm super excited that I made them. I'm just having a blast making ears, you guys, so I don't know. I don't think I'll do another DIY tutorial, because Lord, that was a lot for me, but I may post on my Instagram every now and then like some ears I make, so I'm really excited about that. I do have a friend who asked me to make 5 pairs of ears for her, so I will be doing that. So yeah, I'll probably post pictures of those ears I make. You guys let me know in the comments down below what you thought about the ears. If you have any tips or advice for me on just how the craft went, I would love to hear your suggestions on that. And also, if you like the Goofy movie, or are you not a fan, or have you never seen the Goofy movie, let me know as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye.